He says, if I let a bank buy a house from me, I've got a house which I really want to purchase, they buy it for me for 100,000 whatever, reals for example, then they sell it to me for 140,000, this extra 40,000 or 20,000, whatever it is, I pay over several years. Is this kind of an arrangement allowed, Sheikh?
It looks green from outside, but we have to know the details. For instance, does the bank now own the title? Well, it makes a big difference, because if the bank doesn't own a title and just goes to somebody else who owns the house, a company or a person or a group of people, and say, here is the money, but give him the house, that is a prohibited transaction, because the Prophet ﷺ said, لا تبع ما ليس عندك. Do not sell what you do not own. So this is a missing part in most business transactions. I think the entire world now is coming to realize the virtues and the benefits of following the Islamic economy. It would definitely establish stability worldwide if people would to follow exactly and strictly the Islamic way of transaction and business transaction. So number one, if the bank buys the house and it becomes the bank, so the bank or the bank representative is going to sign on the title for you that is going to be yours. And they sell it to you for whatever amount, as long as there is mutual agreement between the seller and the buyer. And there is no mention of interest. So if they say, we're going to sell it to you for 140 or 150, and there is a mutual agreement between both of you, and there is no interest rate mentioned, that is permissible. In fact, there is a subject in Islamic jurisprudence is known as al-bay'u bi-si'rayn, where I can sell this pen cash right now for 10. But if somebody wants to buy it on an installment for 6 months, I can sell it for 12 or 13. But I do not say there is an interest rate. I don't say this is for 10, but with an interest rate of 6 or 4 or 5 interest rate. Once there is interest, then this is a credit, and it is accompanied by interest, and that is prohibited. Somebody would say, then what is the difference between this and that? But at the end of the day, the bank or the seller calculated his profit from the interest rate, and he said, I'm going to sell it to you for that. Very big difference. Now, there is no interest, which is the usury, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited. If I fail to pay, or if I'm late to pay, He's not going to charge me another interest on the interest. The amount is fixed. And if I fail to pay for several times, then we're going to sell this property. They will get their share, and I will get the remaining part. Not my entire payment will be gone, as it is happening with the riba dealing transaction.
So you're saying basically this transaction, the one that's without the interest, is a clear transaction. Both parties know what they're getting out of it.
Correct.
Jazakallah khair, Shaykh.